And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at a new game here from Zoch, Mea Culpa. This is a game about, I guess the theme of this game is you're four very wicked people sitting around, and suddenly a prophet appears and says, you're all going to hell, but one of you, if you donate enough to the cathedrals, will go to heaven. You're like, hurry, we must bribe everyone we can see in sight. So that's what it is. It's a game about indulgences. There's definitely religious, especially corrupt religious overtones to this game, so be warned that they're in there. But this is a game where you're trying to sin as much as you can to help you do right. So you're doing wrongs to make rights. And at the end of the game, you just want to be not the worst, possibly the best, but definitely not the worst. Well, you want to be the best of the worst. Let me show you. The goal of this game is to get letters of indulgence. There's four colors, red, green, blue, and yellow. And having a set of them at the end of the game is going to give you 8 steps on your way to heaven. I guess we should talk about the scoring track that's here. You can see that everyone starts at 0. And as the game goes by, you will move this way. You're going to be taking sins and moving on your way towards hell at the end of the game. That's the only time you'll move the other direction, and you could go all the way up here towards heaven. And so 8 steps for every set of indulgence letters you have, plus 1 more for every single indulgence letter you have. Now the letters are gotten in different ways, and this is kind of the whole focus of the game on how you do that. Each round of the game, the players are going to take turns choosing one of these people in the middle. The way they're going to choose them is through a little bit of an auction. Each player behind a shield has an etched post. They're going to pick a number on this etched post from 1 to 6, and then they're going to add money to that. So when you reveal them, your total bid is like 2 plus whatever money I bid. The money is lost, and this is going to stay in front of me. This etched post can go up or down as the game goes by, and this is problematic each turn. If you have the highest etched post at the end of a round, you subtract the lowest etched post, and that's how far you're going to move on this track here. Each of these people, when you take them, has a special ability that some of them goes off right away. The merchant does not have a special ability right away, but the other 3 do. The Pope can move Pope stones. The sinner can go visit this house over here. And different, so you're going to choose these, and they also determine turn order. The king is going to place a builder over on one of these houses, which is the way that the game ends. Once everyone has chosen one of these, you're going to take actions. Now, there are different actions you can take. One of the actions that you can take is you can go to the market and you can buy or sell. Now, at the beginning of each round, we're going to put some cubes out here, 7 cubes, randomly drawn from a bag. When you buy, you simply pay the price here. So a brown cube costs 2, 7, 8, 10. You can also buy a gray cube, but instead of the gray cube, you get a green or a red indulgence for 4. When you buy, you can buy 2 things if you want to, for the price of 1. So if I want both pinks, I can pay 8 to do that. But every time you do that, you're going to put a sin stone in this spot here of your color, which you really don't want because sin stones will cause problems. We'll talk about that in a moment. The merchant, if you've taken the merchant, he had no special ability at the beginning, but he gets one of these for free every one of his turns. And these all going away is what kind of ends the round. So you're going to want these because money is tight in this game, and this is an easy way to get money. You can buy one and then sell one. Another thing that you can do instead of buying or selling is you can go over here to the House of Pleasure. Here there are special cards, and you can go and get one of these special cards, and it's going to move notches on your notch up. So, there is that. But it might give you things like this gives me 5 coins, but I have to move up a notch. This lets me move one of the Pope stones, but I go up 2 notches. The petty sinner goes here, and he doesn't have to worry about his notches going up. Anybody can go to this spot here. Here you add a sin to one of the spots over here. there's different actions which will cause your sin stones to be placed on these, and as the game goes by, sin stones are going to pile up. But then you can choose any one of these cards. Instead of going up notches, you add a sin stone. And if you go here, you're going to get the yellow indulgence. That's the only place to get the yellow indulgence. Now, when the Pope goes here, he goes secretly. And he can go for free, but he will behind a screen hide a die as to which number he's going to. And then another player will guess which number he's going to. And if they're correct, then he's caught and he pays, like everyone else. Otherwise, the Pope can go for free because he's going incognito. Speaking of the Pope, I mentioned he can move these stones over here. These are going to move as the game goes by in different spots. You're going to be moving around. But if all three are ever in the same spot, then the sins in the other one are calculated. So if all three are here, then yellow, these two will make yellow go up 2 spots on the sin path, green 1, black 1, and purple 0, because we'll say purple's the one who moved it here, so he would stay here. The spot where the stones are is safe. And then these get reset and you can move them around again. There's different cards that move them. So you have to be careful taking different actions that will allow you to put stones here. They'll give you good actions, but you'll get caught later on likely and have to pay for those. Now, down here is where you're building the cathedrals. In this spot each turn, sometimes more, but usually just once each turn, you'll place a worker. When the second worker is placed on one, we're going to put a building here. When 2 more workers are placed, you will build the second half of the cathedral. The cathedral is done. Now, the last action, which I haven't mentioned over the course of the game, you can buy, you can sell, you can visit the House of Pleasure, but you also can donate. Each player has a little box here, and when you donate, you can put money and or goods in either side of your box. Your box is marked 1 and 2. You have to tell everybody what you're donating, but you don't have to tell them what side. The first time a cathedral is finished, you will look at that cathedral. So you'll look here at the scoring on this cathedral. Everyone reveals what they have inside their donation box, and whoever has the most brown and red cubes is going to get 2 blue indulgences and a green. Whoever has the most reds and greens, and by the way, 2 reds is equal to 1 white, reds and whites, gets 3 blue indulgences, a red and a green, and whoever has the most money gets a red and a green. Now, you don't get all of this stuff if you're the only person, you do, but if there's multiple people, whoever has the most picks one of the 2 blues and greens, and the second person, etc. So if you have a lot, or if you have the only in a donation slot, you can get a lot of indulgence this way. And this is the only way to get blues. You'll see there's a lot of blues. And you can try to manipulate it so that the building you want to finish happens, which will cause different amounts and different things to be given out. This will continue, and when the end of the game comes, scoring's going to be like I already mentioned, where you're going to count up your indulgences, players will manipulate on the track, and whoever's closest to heaven is the winner of the game. Wow. Okay, so the biggest problem with this game is not really the theme. Although the theming is, but it's not the theme, it's the mechanisms of the game. There is a lot going on in this game, and yet it doesn't seem to add up to that much. See, the problem with this game is there's a whole lot of moving pieces, and you constantly have to say, okay, here's the 4 people in the middle. We're auctioning off for them. How much are they worth? It's a big blind bidding auction, and if you don't like blind bidding, you're going to hate this right off the bat. But even if you do like blind bidding, I don't know, it's very unsatisfying. You win, you lose money, you have these notches, the notches are a big deal. You don't know how many notches to bid. You need to make sure you leave some notches open so you can go to the House of Pleasure. Which person in the middle do you want? Obviously, the merchant's amazing because he gives you those free goods, so that's fantastic. But at the end of the game, maybe you want the Pope because you need to get those yellow indulgences. So the auction it's this nuanced, layered auction, but there's 4 things you're picking. And if you lose the auction, you'll get somebody and you're like, I don't know. Even there's so many things it's like, look at all this stuff you can do, but in the end, it's not that interesting. You can move the stones around to blow up one of those stone areas and cause points, but that's not that interesting because it's a slow build up till it happens. And there's ways to manipulate, and when it does happen, it's kind of like, oh, it happened. I was expecting that. Going to the House of Pleasure, the Pope hiding his die, like, ooh, where is he going? There's usually only a few options, so it almost always comes down to like a 50-50 chance, unless he does it on the very first turn, which is difficult because the sinner has already come in there and taken one of the cards, so he's down another level. So he's probably going to take the yellow indulgence because you really need that. Maybe not. So that seems more exciting than it is, and I think that's that's my main problem with this game, is everything sounds more interesting. Blind bidding auction, really kind of boring. The Pope is secretly picking where he's going. It's kind of boring. I'm hiding donations in my box. Which side did I put them in? Well, guess what? When the first cathedral's finished, you know how many, you know they're going in the second side of the box. That box is kind of cool, and yet it doesn't really seem to matter as the game goes by. It's like, ooh, we did donations. Oh, you have the most, take some blues. Oh, the merchant grabs this. Oh, no gray cubes came out this turn, so there's no red and green indulgences available. And that's probably my biggest problem with this game, is the scoring is boring. Boring scoring. Blue, green, yellow, red. After a while, you're like, oh yeah, I don't have a way to get more yellows. I'm going to lose. And this game kind of grinds to a halt. I understand the aspect of, hey, take some bad points over the course of the game to get good points at the end. But there's only a few ways to get good points, and that's to diversify and get these different indulgences, the different letters and different colors. And when it comes down to it, that's kind of a pain to do, and the last turn or two, sometimes you can realize you're not going to win. But you still have to kind of struggle through all these different things, all these moving pieces. There's sin stones, there's resource goods, you're buying and selling with money. There's cards over here, which you constantly have to look up because you don't remember what some of them do. And which building is going to be built, does it really matter? Lots and lots of choices in this game, but very few of them are meaningful at all. Artwork's good, production's good, the board looks great. It's at least a unique theme, I'll give it that. There's some unique ideas in here, but it doesn't come together to make a very good game. This game feels like there's more rules than fun, and I find that problematic. And for that, I cannot recommend it. Sorry. Dice Tower Judgment, too much for too little.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.